friends, it's Mrs. Morris here. We are going to do a journal this week and we are working on multiplying two-digit numbers by two-digit numbers. So sometimes you'll hear teachers just say 2 by 2. That is talking about a two-digit number by two-digit number. So you're going to need 2 pages. This cover page that says multiplying two-digit numbers with area models. And then this one, area models for multiplication. An area model makes learning the standard algorithm easier because you kind of build up a little bit of mental math and you start understanding the place value of each of the digits. So we are going to start with that cover page. Okay, and we're going to turn it this way and we are going to fill in some blanks here. It says an area model is a visual, right? Something we see, a visual representation of multiplication. Okay. An area model is a visual representation of multiplication. The factors are the length and the width. The product is the area. Okay? So when it's saying that, it's saying, like, look up here, okay, at this little area model sketch that they did. We're going to come back to this in a minute, but I just want to explain what this is talking about. Factors are 2 numbers that we multiply together to get a product. So our factors are the length and width of the area model, right? And then the numbers that go inside, when we add them up, that gives us our product. So this area model is actually representing 25 times 13. Okay, and sometimes I like to put a little multiplication symbol right there, right? Because I'm multiplying 25 times 13. So we're going to come back to that in a little bit. So move that one aside and go ahead and grab this one. Okay. At the top it says area models for multiplication. And at the top, we can see that we have 36 times 23 equals blank. We're actually going to come back to that blank because we got to solve it first, right? So we're just going to look at this one side. It shows us our steps here and our model here. And this first step says write the expression using expanded notation. So we're going to come over to our model and we're going to do that. The space that you put each factor on, remember these are our factors 36 and 23, it doesn't really matter. If you did 36 up here and 23 over here, that's fine. If you did 23 over here and 36 over here, that's fine. For this example, write it how I write it so that our numbers that make up our product are the same, okay? So on mine, I'm going to do 36 on the top, 30 plus 6, because I'm putting it in expanded form. It says notation, but this is actually form, okay? And then 23 is going to be 20 plus 3, okay? Now it says label the blocks and find the area of each block. So when it's saying that, it's saying we're going to go back up here and we're going to multiply each block to figure out what should go inside each one. So I like to use powers of 10 to make this easier. So follow along with me and really listen to what I'm saying. Here we have 20 times 30. Some of you might look at me and Miss Rodriguez and be like, I can't do that in my head. And we would both look at you and be like, yes, you can. Because we know that 2 times 3 is 6, right? And look how many powers of 10 I have. I have 1 0, 2 zeros. That's 2 powers of 10. 1, 2. Okay. So now I'm going to come back to my 20. Okay. I'm going to do 2 times 6 is 12, and I have 1 power of 10. All right, so now come down here. 3 times 3 is 9, and we have 1 power of 10. And 3 times 6 is 18, and we have no powers of 10. Okay, a tip that I am going to give you is I do not want you to line up all 4 numbers. Please do not line up all 4 numbers. You will make a mistake that way. When you move on to 5th grade, you're going to do 3-digit by 2-digit, and you're going to have so many numbers, it's too much to add. What I'm going to teach you to do is add this row and then add this row. And the reason that I teach you to do that is that when you start your standard algorithm, you could use this area model to check your work. And if you add them across like this, that's how you'll be able to check your work. And sometime, if you're ready for algorithm, I'm happy to show you how you check it that way, but that's why you should get in the habit of doing that. So, step 3 over here says add all the areas. They're talking about these here, okay? But I don't want you to add all 4. I'm going to show you what I want you to do. Here it says equals, and it's the product, right? So when we add up all the areas, it equals the product. So I'm going to start with this row here, and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to write 600 and 120. And when we add those, we get 720. Okay, so you could write equals 720 right there if you wanted. Okay, then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do 90 plus 18. And that gives me 108. Now I can add these two. 720 plus 108 gives me 828. Okay, so now I can come back up here. Okay, I can come back up here and write my product, which is 828. Because step 4 was to calculate our answer. Look at what it says down here. Tip, use expanded notation or partial products. All right, let's move on to this other side. This other side is talking about perfect squares. Perfect squares. So let's actually skip down here so that you can see what we mean by a perfect square. So perfect squares are when you are multiplying the two of the same factors, like the example here is 15 times 15, the two same factors. Excuse me. So in this area model, we are going to do 15 times 15. So I'm going to break apart 15 into expanded form into 10 plus 5, and here as well, 10 plus 5. Okay, so now we're going to do 10 times 10. Well, I know that 1 times 1 is 1, and I have 2 powers of 10. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Then I'm going to do 10 times 5. If you need to use your powers of 10 for that problem, that's fine, but 10s are basic facts, so you should know that 10 times 5 is 50. Well, that addition is easy in my head. I'm going to go ahead and add across, and right here I'm going to write equals 150. Okay, so then here I'm going to do 5 times 10, see it here, 5 times 10 gives me 50, and 5 times 5 gives me 25. Okay, and I'm going to add these across right here. Okay, 0 plus 5 is 5, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So then down here, I'm going to add these two rows, 150 plus 75. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So our product is 225. I'm going to come back up here, 225. Okay, so up here, we're going to go back to writing our perfect squares. I know 5 times 5 is 25. I know 10 times 10 is 100. This one might be a little more challenging for you, 12 times 12. However, this is a basic fact that you should know, equals 144. Okay, we just did 15 times 15 is 225. 11 times 11, kids mess that one up all the time. They think 11 times 11 is 111. No, 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 it's 121. And finally, 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, before you piece this together and watch me fold, I want you to do this area model, and I want you to write your product down here for Miss Rodriguez to check. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold. You're going to need a glue stick and you're going to need your journal. Okay, so we're going to start with this page here. Okay, I want this right side up, right? Where you can see it this way, and this text up here looks upside down. Okay, leaving it like that, just flip it over. So that if you went like this, the multiplying words are still correct. Okay, we're just going to take this other one and lay it right on top. So I'm going to get my glue. Okay. Glue. And we're going to lay it on top and try and line them up because this fold is kind of weird. Try and line them up the best you can so that, see, mine's already wrong. Corner to corner, corner to corner. Okay. So get it lined up as straight as you can. Okay. All right. This fold's a little tricky, so stay with me. The first thing you're going to do is take this edge and you're going to bring it over, but don't crease it. Just watch what I do. I line up the edges, and from the word width, I'm only going to crease from width down. It's just marking a place for us, okay? Don't crease the whole thing, just from the word width down, and then open it back up. Okay, you can see my crease here, right? There's my crease. I want you to take this edge, okay, and I want you to fold it to that crease you just made, and from the 2D, 2D is what you should be able to see. There, crease that down, okay? So not all the way, don't crease the whole thing, and then open it back up. This is just to mark where your corner is about to come. All right? So now we're going to take this corner and this mark that we just made, and we're going to bring them down to each other. Okay, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to take this corner and this crease you just made, and I'm going to bring them down like this, and then crease that whole thing. So this is what it looks like. Okay? All right, so I'm going to walk through that one more time. I'm going to take this corner, all right, and I'm going to bring it down, boom. Then crease the whole thing, boom. Okay, so ready? Boom, 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 boom. Yes? Okay, so now you can see this other crease. Where we made that crease is where we're going to fold. Let me show you again. Where we made this crease is where we're going to fold. So it comes over just like that. And that's it. Okay, so we got boom, 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 boom. It's done. Okay, glue this in your notebook where Miss Rodriguez has told you to glue this. It's got the glue dots on the back, right? Okay, and use this to help you with your work this week and next week, actually for the next couple of weeks. Bye, guys.